Okay. All right. Now let's talk about Grounded 2 early access. Okay. So the game, the early access is available right now as we speak. Okay. And the folks over at Screen Rant have kind of dove into the game. So we're going to do like a very quick synopsis of the experience of being on Grounded 2. Okay. One of the things that he mentions that is that the park is more I said he. Did I even double check? Yes, Chris Carter. I can't tell. So one of the things that they say is that the park is more expansive than the backyard. All right. Now, really quick rewinding, if you're not aware, Grounded 2 early access came out today. All right. And it is the sequel to Grounded, where you are basically, you're shrunken down by a company and you're basically trying to get embiggened, which I feel like that word could be better used. You're trying to get big again. All right. Think of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, like they say, with a survival game twist. Not really the storyline, but I guess kind of. Yeah, it's a company versus the dad. So yeah. You know, take it with a grain of salt. But Chris says that it keeps things light while you're fighting for survival, which I don't know, mind you, what experience Chris had with this, but I remember seeing the trailer. They got roaches, so I don't know what's lighthearted about fighting some roaches. But you know, we're different strokes for different folks, okay? And I'll leave you with that. The story is happening at the park versus the backyard, like in the first one. It is all set to the theme of the 1990s. So if you're a fan of the original, this one will likely keep you coming back for more survival-based adventures. Now, the park is more expansive, okay? We saw, and they mentioned how the park is way bigger than the backyard was in the first one. So I was a little nervous, okay? Side note, we will be playing it on the gaming channel, me, Tasha Leash, and hopefully another person. And that will be starting on Wednesday. So those streams will be available on iChristine Games, youtube.com/iChristine Games. Check it out. Now, they're saying, okay, so Grounded 2 is still a survival and crafting game with a ton of lessons learned and quality of life upgrades. Everything is punchier, faster. The tutorial felt much more streamlined than before. After waking up in the you'll pick up the basics, then wander out to the park to do some proper exploring. Which it sounds like you have a better experience coming into the game, which I'm excited to see and experience for myself. They said that the tutorial was sufficient for showing the ropes with the guided progression system. And it took, he said it took them around 15 minutes to get into the meat of the park. Okay. And then, all right. So it's going to take about 15 minutes to get in the game. Well, that's what it took them. Who knows? It might take us 30 minutes to get into it. Actually, no. We was just finishing the other ones. If it's kind of like if it's not too changed or too different when it comes to gaming mechanics, it might take us 5 minutes. Who knows? You know, customization is key in Grounded 2. Let me see. Oh, we have some pictures here. Okay, let's take a look. Mode selector can be changed at any time in the pause menu. Hold on. Let's go back. Can I go back? Okay. No, I can't. Can I go back? Okay. So you have the different ways that you can play. Medium at least has you at a manageable level of thirst, hunger, and health and stamina. Woe is probably like crazy deficient on thirst, hunger, and stamina. And mild is probably very easy to navigate. You can also do creative with bugs or creative without bugs. I like that versatility. We have here, okay, ranger challenges. So you're going to have some quests and challenges that you'll have to do. I want to learn more about the rangers and things like that. Oh, Ominent employee designed this terminal, did a decent job. Okay, so Ominent, a ranger for Ominent. Not gonna lie, since y'all are experts, y'all should play on Woe. They have roaches in the game. I don't think so. I'm scared of that. Okay. You have the employee of the month here picture. This is pretty cool. Follow the training course to the exit. So I guess this is probably one of the things that you'll see in the tutorial. Scrolling down. Let me see. All right. So they say a Grounded 2's breezy progression system is a middle ground that, they'd love to see survival games implement. As younger fans enter the fray, they may need a little help, and folks can go as long as they want with guided pop-ups before turning them off. I do like a little hand holding. I don't like too much hand holding. I don't like when there's a game I downloaded on my phone the other day and it's like I've been playing for days and it's the one of those tutorials that if you want to do other things, you can't. You're blocked to doing exactly what it's telling you to do, and that's very frustrating. So the first one wasn't like that, but I hope this one is also not like that. Let's scroll down. Okay, so they have Best Buy. Let's scroll that up. But it says, punchier dialogue drew me in. There's a lot of levity. We do know in the first one that there were some the lines had some fun, you know? Oh, this is really cool. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay, so this is basically the same. The workbench is basically the same. You could purchase the Omni Shovel upgrade. Okay, so you can make purchases, it looks like. Resource analyzer. We're used to that. The lore is a bit more interesting and grander this time, too. Instead of falling victim to a mad scientist in a backyard, you're now caught in a web as a giant corporation at the center that has a giant corporation at the center, complete with who do I trust vibes. I was far more interested in this narrative in the sequel, not just from the perspective of eventually escaping the park, but in terms of unraveling the greater conspiracy. I do agree. I like that there is more to the story, and I'm interested in experiencing what life is going to be like for these characters to get small again, but to be at the center of what might seem to be a grander conspiracy. There's no lemon crime, right? That's the thing. It's no lemon crime, but I guess. Oh dear. Oh dear. As we said, that it is in early access as of right now, so you should be able to download it on Steam. And Obsidian, I do also hope, Chris, that they keep listening to feedback and refines the sequel into something even better than the original, given the lessons learned from the first game, plus another early access period. There's so much more potential there here the second time around. Now, one thing I disagree with, because the first early access was a long time. A long time. I hope that that's not the case. I do like that quality of life kept improving in the first one while we were streaming the game. And that was something that we got to experience as we were playing. So I definitely want that to continue for sure. But since we have such a bit better handle on our experience in navigating how we want to play, what we want to do, I hope that we don't have to wait a very long time before we can access the end game. It took us a bunch of years to finish the first one. I hope that it doesn't take so many more years, okay? ET asks, what are these different kids or the same kids? I believe it's the same kids. Yeah, it's the same kids. So, suspect sought in robot assassination. I believe it's the same kids. So Burgle dies? Spoiler. Just kidding. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right. Chris notes that standout accessibility options include text size, HUD, colorblind mode, reticle, and they do have the arachnophobia safe mode, which is something they had in the first one, where they're like funky looking and not as scary. But they still have the roar, so that's still gonna scare me. All right. Did you say it was a 4-year journey? I hope it's not a 4-year journey for us this time around. But Grounded 2 Early access release now, available now. Let me know, you little. No, I'm just kidding. That rhymed. Let me know. Are you playing it? Are you excited for it? Are you down to watch it? If you are down to watch it, make sure you check out youtube.com/iChristineGames so that way you can enjoy us and our foolery as we play the game, as we play through the series. ET says, oh, then we definitely need him to constantly say, there's no, please don't. 4 years of there's no lemon crime, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay.